If you're a local business owner and set up your Google business profile once and never touched it again, you're leaving money on the table. I'm going to show you exactly what separates businesses that show up in the map pack versus the ones that get buried on page 2. And here's the thing, it's not very complicated, it's just consistent. I run a local visibility company here in DFW, and I see the same patterns over and over again. Businesses spend thousands of dollars on their website, maybe run some ads, but they completely ignore one thing that actually gets them found. When people search for plumbers near me or Fort Worth kitchen remodel, your Google business profile isn't just a listing, it's your storefront on Google. Most people treat it like some set and forget it checkbox, but let me show you what actually moves the needle. So first of all, the proximity is a real thing. I'm currently sitting in West Fort Worth, so when I search for Fort Worth kitchen remodel, you can see here that I'm getting a lot of West Fort Worth remodel companies here. Once you dive into these a little bit more, I'll go to more places. You can see here that the primary category is kitchen remodeler. So that's a sponsored ad, but see kitchen remodel, and then we have here the third one is bathroom, then kitchen, bathroom. But you see I search for kitchen, and the first 3 or 4 outside of this one here is the kitchen remodeler. So if you're doing kitchen remodeling, say this is your niche or whatever, obviously the primary category that is selected is very, very important. So search your niche, search your area that you're targeting, and see what primary category is selected. If you don't have that primary category, you need to change it right now. The next thing that you can't really see here is citations, and citations pretty much just mean that your name, your address, and your phone number. That needs to be listed on all the major directories like Yelp, BBB, any kind of local directories. Like if you're in HVAC, there's some local directories or directories in general that just service HVAC. Same for legal, same for any industry. And a good one that we actually manage is DFWprofessionals.com. So check it out. Make sure you're listed on those so you get your local citations and make sure they're consistent. Again, make sure your name, your address, and your phone are the same everywhere. The next one that's a big key here is the reviews. And not only just a lot of reviews, they need to be consistent reviews. So as you're landing a job, you need to set up systems to make sure that your techs or you or someone in your back office, anytime that you have a good job done, you need to send a request for review. This needs to be on every job. And we don't want to just like bulk get like 20 reviews all of a sudden. They need to be consistent. You know, as you're landing jobs, as you're completing jobs, get those reviews in steady, once a week, twice a week, and just keep them going. Not only the reviews, but replying to reviews. So you'll see if you click into some of these reviews, like click into here, look at the reviews, you'll see that 3 weeks ago, this person left a review and they got replied to. Same for this one. Everyone's replying to them. And notice in here they said they're putting some keywords in here. Happy with your master bathroom remodel. Home model pros, bathroom. So they're putting keywords in here as the reviews. If you click in, notice that's the very first one that I clicked on here. They're doing a good job with that. Let's go to the reviews here. This one's got replied to. This is about a month ago, but not really any kind of keywords in there. That one got replied to. Not really any keywords that I'm seeing. Oh, the gorgeous kitchen and breakfast area. So this is very important. And not only that, but you can ask the client to mention their neighborhood or their area, and also the job that you did for them. You know, if it was HVAC or repairing the roof, if they can say that naturally, I mean, you don't want to handhold them or force them into saying anything they don't want to say, but anything that they can do to get some kind of keywords into their listing is only going to help you. So those reviews, make sure they're consistent, make sure you have some kind of system in place to get those done, and then also be replying to them. Reply to every review that you possibly can. And if you look at your niche, some of these top ones, you'll see that all of them are getting replied to. And if you go to, page 2 or down here, I would imagine that some of those reviews are not getting replied to. But it's different for every industry, different for every niche. within the DFW Metroplex. The last one that really moves the needle is just staying active on your Google My Business profile page. And active, I mean by not only replying to reviews, but posting updates, posting real photos. Google really likes signs that your business is alive. So if you can come in here and post frequent updates about what you're doing, some tips about your industry, local events, anything that you can think of, make sure that you are staying active on your Google My Business profile page. Just think about it. If you have the same amount of reviews as somebody else and you're a little bit more active, which one do you think Google and these AI engines are going to look at and recommend? Obviously the one that's a little bit more active and posting photos, showing what area they're working in, showing what jobs they do, and all those good things. So the last one I want to touch on is just making sure that when you're in your Google My Business page, that everything is filled out. Every field in the Google My Business page needs to be filled out. That includes all your services, all the FAQs, everything that you can fill it out properly. Don't put filler text in there. Make it sure that it's your brand focused content in your Google My Business page. And that includes these photos. If I click in through some of these and you go into some of the overview, this one doesn't have it. Let's go into one of these other ones. You see all their products here. You can go into view more. Look at all these. They have every service listed and then what they do for that. And these kind of some of these look like stock photos. So if I was going after this niche in the bathroom and kitchen remodel, I would use real photos for all these things. Google knows that these are stock photos, so anything that you have, previous jobs that you can use for some of these as you're filling out your profile and all these various things is only going to help. So they've done a really good job, and also they're the number one underneath the sponsored results. But notice they have all their products, they have all their categories: bathroom, kitchen, remodeling, contract. So these are the secondary categories, and that's their primary one. But the products are all filled out. Let's go to the second one here and go to overview. Notice this one doesn't have the products, it doesn't have the services, it doesn't have the secondary category. So those alone, just adding those products to this one could maybe even bump them up. I mean, let's go to this one. They have products. Go to view. You can see that it's not as many as the Lone Star, but they do have them in there. Some of these, this one doesn't look like stock photography, so that's good. So then it comes down to proximity. It comes down to how well your service areas are filled out, and all the things that I mentioned before, the citations. So to close, here's the truth about local SEO. It's not magic. It's not some secret algorithm hack or anything like that. It's a system, it's consistency. It's doing the boring stuff over and over again. And when your competitors quit, you're still going after it month after month after month. Most businesses just set up their profile, maybe get some citation, collect their few reviews, and then they just stop. The ones that are dominating, they treat it like an infrastructure, something that runs every single week, whether they're thinking about it or not. So if you're a local business owner and you want to actually build a system into this, not just a one-time project, that's where we can help. My name is Brad. We're based here in the DFW area. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.